In this lesson, we're going to learn about triangles or three-sided figures. Before continuing, I want to review angles. We have a right angle. That's not a good right angle. Okay, I'm going to try that again. We have a right angle. Okay. We have an acute angle. And we have an obtuse angle. All right, so we have three types of angles: right, obtuse, and acute. Okay, we're going to take those three angles and we're going to make them into triangles. The first triangle we're going to talk about is equilateral. As we're talking about math or any subject, there's always a prefix that kind of gives it away. Equi, E-Q-U-I, is very similar to equal, and that's what it means. So an equilateral will be a triangle with three equal sides. All sides are equal. That is called an equilateral triangle. Equilateral triangle. All three sides are the same length, or they're all equal in length. I better put that. All sides are equal in length. All right, next we're going to talk about an isosceles triangle. An isosceles triangle isosceles triangle has at least two sides of equal length. So an isosceles has two sides. Maybe a mnemonic would be to look at SOS. Two sides are the same. One is different. Two sides are the same. The S's are the same. I have two S's and one O. The O is different. So that's a good mnemonic. Two sides have equal lengths. Another type of a triangle is called a scalene triangle. A scalene triangle has no sides that are equal in length. Okay, scalene has no sides that are equal in length. Now, we've named these three triangles the sides. Oops. All right, triangles classified by sides, by the sides. We have equilateral, okay, three sides are equal. We have isosceles, two sides are equal, and we have scalene. No sides are equal. Okay? Now we're going to learn how to classify triangles by their angles. This triangle is called a right triangle. Because one angle equals 90 degrees. One angle equals 90 degrees. So that is called a right triangle. The next triangle we have is called, see if you can figure this one out. Okay, this is called an obtuse triangle. Why do you think it's called an obtuse triangle? Because one angle doesn't equal, one triangle is greater than, one angle is greater than 90 degrees, or one angle in this triangle is obtuse. And that's the one I've shown you. These are acute, they're small, but it has one angle in here that's greater than 90 degrees. Now we're going to review this. This time our triangles were classified by angles. Okay, you have the right triangle where one angle equals 90 degrees. The obtuse, where one angle, I should do like this, is greater than 90 degrees. And the acute, where all three angles are less than 90 degrees. So we can classify triangles in two different ways. One, by the number of sides it has, or not the number of sides, I'm sorry, they all have three, right? Triangle, three sides. By their sides, the lengths of their side, and the second by their angles, the measurement of their angles. Talking about angles, less than 90 degrees, more than 90 degrees, where does that come about? It comes about from the fact that in a circle, there are 360 degrees. So like when we were talking about fractions, and then we went and talked about clocks. Okay, so they're 360 degrees all the way around. So if I start here and say that's 0 and go all the way around back to here, that is 360 degrees. Okay, here are my right angles. So if I come, it actually goes the other way. If I go from here to here, this is 90 degrees. And then from here to here is another 90 degrees, or half a circle, or half of 360 is 180. And then from here to here, I add 90 more degrees to that, and I come up with 270 degrees. And then, of course, back to the end, which is 360. Let me erase this and make a clearer drawing. So I have my circle, and it's 360 degrees, and I'm going to divide it in half. This is 180, And this way, this is 90. This is 0, and then 360. And this is 270. Okay? All right. When anything that we're dealing with from here to here, all in this area right here, is 90 degrees. So anything that is less than 90 degrees, let's say, whoops. So anything from that measures from, let's say, here to here, or 89 degrees, is an acute triangle because it is, acute angle because it is less than that. All right? Anything that goes on the other side from, let's say, 91 degrees to here is called an obtuse triangle, or an obtuse angle. So you have 90 degrees is your equilateral or your right triangle, and then you have acute angles and obtuse angles. All right, this is basically what you're going to be dealing with between 0 and 180. Just to give you an idea of where your acute triangles and your obtuse triangles come into play along in reference to your 90 degree or right angles.
Made with Doodlecast Pro.